Good morning. Today we will start with chemical reactions, enthalpy of formation and enthalpy of combustion. So we have this molecule here. Within the molecule, this is the nuclear energy. Within the atom, this is the nuclear energy. The atom is attached to another atom by chemical energy, and then one molecule is attached to another molecule with the latent energy. Means if two molecules will separate, this is called latent energy, and also they consist of this sensible energy. So there are molecules of system possess sensible energy, latent energy, chemical energy and nuclear energy. In this text we do not intend to deal with nuclear energy. We are also ignored chemical energy until now, since the systems considered in previous chapter involved no changes in their chemical structure and thus no changes in chemical energy. Consequently, all we need to deal with were the sensible latent heats. Means previous we had discussed there were no changes in chemical energy because we don't have to deal with the chemical structure change. But now during a chemical reaction, here some chemical bonds that bind the atoms into molecules are broken. You can see here one atom and another atom, so they will get broke. So during broken, the energy is generated. The chemical energy associated with these bonds in general is different from reactants and that of products. Therefore, a process that involves chemical reactions involves changes in chemical energies which must be accounted for in an energy balance. Assuming the atoms of each reactant remains intact and disregarding any changes in kinetic and potential energy, the energy change of system during a chemical reaction is due to change in state and change in chemical composition. So energy change of a system is equal to energy change of state plus energy change of chemical. State means whether they are in liquid phase, solid phase or gas phase. So overall energy of this system is defined by these two energies. That energy, whether their state will change, whatever change in energy of state and whatever the change in chemical. So therefore when products formed during a chemical reaction exist, the reaction chamber at inlet state of reactants, we have means when the reaction at inlet and outlet have the same state, then this delta change in energy due to change of state is 0, and the energy change of the system in this case is due to changes in chemical composition only. So means we have to consider only chemical energy change due to chemical composition. In thermodynamics, we are concerned with the changes in energy of a system during a process and not the energy value at particular states. Means we need change of energy. We don't concerned about the, you can say, absolute value of energy. So therefore we cannot choose any state. We can choose any state as reference state and assign a value of 0 to the internal energy or enthalpy of the substance at the state. When a process involves no change in chemical composition, the reference state chosen has no effect on its value. So in this state, it becomes necessary to have a common reference state for all substance. The chosen reference state is 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere, which is known as standard reference state. So this is the, you can say, your reactants both come at 25 degrees Celsius, 1 atmosphere pressure, and these are the products, both come at 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere pressure. So it means during this process this much amount of energy is produced. So this is steady flow combustion process, means your pressure and temperature remains same. But if this is not in the actual case, so we analyzing reaction system, we must use property value relative to the standard reference state. However, it is not necessary to prepare a new set of property tables for the purpose. We can use existing tables by subtracting the properties value at the standard reference state from the values at specified state. The ideal gas enthalpy of nitrogen, say 500 Kelvin, related to the standard reference state, for example, is 500 minus, which is reference state, is equal to 5912 kilojoule per kilomole. So this is at 500 Kelvin enthalpy and this is at reference state. So when you take the difference, you will get this value. So the consider formation of CO2 from its elements carbon and oxygen during a steady flow process in this case. Both the carbon and oxygen enter the combustion chamber at 25 and 1 atmosphere. The CO2 formed during this process also leaves the combustion chamber at same. The combustion of carbon is exothermic reaction in which chemical energy is released in the form of heat. Therefore, some heat is transferred from the combustion chamber to the surrounding during the process, which is 393,520 kJ per kilomole CO2 formed. When one is dealing with the chemical reactions, it is more convenient to work with quantities per unit mole than per unit time, even for steady flow process. So this is energy per unit mole. Also, the product described above involves no work interactions. Therefore, for steady flow energy balance relation, the heat transfer during the process must be equal to difference in enthalpy of the products. So whatever is the enthalpy of product minus the enthalpy of reactant will give you the your heat supplied or heat transfer or heat released during the reaction, that is this one. Since both reactant and products are at the same state, the enthalpy change during the process is solely due to changes in chemical composition of system. The enthalpy change is different for different reactions, and it is very desirable to have a property to represent the change in chemical energy during a reaction. This property is enthalpy of reaction. This is called your enthalpy of reaction, which is defined as the difference between enthalpy of the products at a specified state and enthalpy of reactants at the specified state. So this is difference of enthalpy of product minus of enthalpy of reactant. It is called enthalpy of reaction, denoted by HR. So you can see here that there are two heating values. One is when there is fuel air will combust, and one is a lower heating value, another is higher heating value. In case of lower heating value, the water is in the form of a vapor. In case of higher heating value, the water will the product is in the form of liquid. So normally the water will is in the form of vapor. So then MHFG amount of heat is, you can say, carried by this vapor. If it is a liquid form, so MHFG amount of heat will be recovered, and that is higher heating value. Another term commonly used in conjunction with combustion of fuels is heating value of fuel, which is defined as the amount of heat released when a fuel is burned completely in a steady flow process and the products are returned to the state of reactants. In other words, the heating value of fuel is equal to the absolute value of enthalpy of combustion of the fuel, that is heating value is equal to Hc. The heating value depends on phase of H2 in products. The heating value is called higher heating value when the H2O in the products is in the form of, and it is called the lower heating value when H2O in the products is in the form of vapor. The two heating values are related by heating value is equal to lower heating value plus MHFG, where M is the mass of H2 in the products per unit mass of the fuel, and HFG is the enthalpy of the evaporation of water at the specified temperature. Higher and lower heating values of common fuels are given in table. First law analysis of reacting systems. The energy balance relations developed are applicable to both reacting and non-reacting systems. However, chemically reacting systems involve changes in their chemical energy, and thus it is more convenient to rewrite the energy balance relations so that the changes in chemical energies are explicitly expressed. We do this first for steady flow systems and then for closed systems. Steady flow systems, before writing the energy balance relation, we need to express the enthalpy of a component in a form suitable for use for reacting system. That is, we need to express the enthalpy such that it is relative to the standard reference state. So you can see here, this is enthalpy. It is a dependent number of your mole multiply by, that is enthalpy of reference at standard reference state, enthalpy of formation at standard reference state, and this is your sensible enthalpy related to 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere. If the product is at higher temperature, so this is your sensible enthalpy, where the term in this bracket represent the sensible enthalpy related to the standard reference state, which is the difference between enthalpy, sensible enthalpy at a specified state, and H0, the sensible enthalpy at standard reference state of 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere. This definition enables us to use enthalpy values from tables regardless of the reference state used in their construction. When the changes in kinetic and potential energies are negligible, the steady flow energy balance relation E in is equal to E out can be expressed for a chemically reacting steady flow system more explicitly. So here we have Q in plus work in is equal to summation of number of moles multiplied by enthalpy of formation plus the sensible enthalpy is equal to Q out work out plus number of moles of the products into enthalpy of formation plus the sensible enthalpy. So these two must be equal for steady flow. where NP and NR represent molar flow rates of the product P and the reactant respectively. In combustion analysis, it is more convenient to work with quantities expressed per mole of fuel. Such a relation is obtained by dividing each term of the equation above by molar flow rate of the fuel, which yield. So Q minus W is equal to, this is your enthalpy of the product, reactant, product, and this is enthalpy of reactant. So Q minus W is equal to H product minus H reactant. So you can write in this form. So Q minus W is equal to, that is enthalpy of combustion plus NP into sensible energy minus NR, which is your number of moles of the reactant, into sensible enthalpy, closed system. The general closed system energy balance relation E in minus E out is equal to delta E system can be expressed for a stationary chemically reacting closed system. So Q in minus Q out plus work in minus work out is equal to internal energy change of product minus internal change of reacting. For a closed system, we won't consider enthalpy, we will consider internal energy, where U product represents the internal energy of products and U reactant represents the internal energy of reactants. To avoid using another property, the internal energy of formation UF naught, we utilize the definition of enthalpy, that is U is equal to H minus PV, or UF naught is equal to UF naught plus U bar minus U naught is equal to HF naught plus H minus H naught minus PV, and express the above equation. So Q minus W is equal to number of moles of products into HF plus H minus H naught minus PV minus summation number of our reactant HF plus H minus H naught minus PV. So you can see here that our work represent our forms of work here, including the boundary work. So also internal energy change plus boundary work is equal to change in enthalpy for non-reacting closed system undergoing quasi-equilibrium, that is P is equal to constant expansion or compression process. This is also the case for chemically reactive systems. There are several important considerations in analysis of reacting system. For example, we need to know whether the fuel is solid, a liquid or a gas, since enthalpy of formation of fuel depends on phase of fuel. We also need to know the state of fuel when it enters the combustion chamber in order to determine its enthalpy. For entropy calculations, it is especially important to know if the fuel and air enter the combustion chamber pre-mixed or separately. When the combustion products are cooled to a low temperature, we need to consider the possibility of condensation of some of the water vapor in product gases.